In this episode we set sail to our first atoll in the Tuamotus, where the timing of the entrance is crucial.
But first, this is me, Kim. There is Bart, and here is Liz, our little explorer. We sold everything to explore these beautiful places with our tiny 33-foot sailboat, Tranquillity.
In the last episode we make landfall at Fatuhiva after 23 days on the ocean and experience the kindness of the Marquesas. Also, we have a look at our damaged parasailer.
We are leaving the Marquesas behind and we set sail to our first Tuamotus atoll, Raroia. And yeah, well, the wind predictions aren't that bad, but also not that good. We will have probably strong winds after tomorrow, beam reach. So yeah, it doesn't seem too comfortable. Then of course the question is, why do you leave? Well, there is not a weather window in the coming week. So if we do not leave now, then we will be stuck. I mean, it's a beautiful place and I could definitely spend more days in the Marquesas, but we decided we do a month on every island group, and yeah, we have already been a month in the Marquesas, so it's time to leave. But we do not leave alone. We have a big group of boats around us that we all know from the passage and from Panama. So that's really nice. So we are in this together. And that's also nice because entering your first atoll might be quite exciting, and it's nice if more boats are there to help out. And our first miles. 15 knots, so good progress, and beam reach. Let's enjoy this nice sail for as long as it lasts, but this is nice.
And after 1 month we are leaving the Marquesas again. We are staying in French Polynesia, but we go to a completely different island group. It's called the Tuamotus, and unlike the Marquesas, with its high peaks, green hills, the Tuamotus doesn't have that at all. Now I say at all, but I have to say atoll, because that's what they're called, an atoll. It's sunken volcanoes, so only the crater is left. That means that there's an outer reef, almost a complete circle, and it has most of them has 1 or 2 openings where it's possible to enter with your boat. So there's only going to be a little bit of sand beaches and palm trees on it, but it's not high. It's protected by the reef, so it's completely different. We'll be exposed to the wind, but the waves will be less because the reefs calm down the ocean. are very excited to go to the atolls. The first one we are going to is Raroia. The trip is gonna be 430 nautical miles, and we chose a weather window where we have a beam reach all the time, 90 degrees apparent wind angle and even 80 degrees apparent wind angle, of an average of 15 knots with gusting up till 2022. So that's quite strong for a beam reach, and it also means we're fast. So we think we'll do it in 3 days, probably a little faster even, but then we have to slow down because we want to time it right to enter the atoll. The atolls have a tiny opening, and through that opening all the water that's in the atoll is going out or in. So there's going to be very big currents, and by big I mean it can run up till 6, 7, 8 knots maybe. That's just too much to sail in if it's against you, because we can use our engine and we can do 7.5 knots full throttle, but with the current against you of 8 we won't get in. This is why we have to time the entrance of the atoll, and preferably at slack. High tide, slack. So we think we need to be there at noon, and then just try to go in and see how much countercurrent you have and if it's possible to get in. So if it's going to be 4 knots, we probably are able to sail in. It's just a very small entrance, and yeah, let's see how it goes. Quite exciting. It's completely new for us and for almost everyone who's doing it. So we are with a couple of more boats around us. Penny Lane is going, Amé is underway, Cerulean is underway, Adorsa is going. So yeah, we'll probably be at the atoll at the same time and enter one after another.
This morning the wind really picked up. We have now an average of 18 knots of wind, and the waves are okay, but it's definitely holding on tight in the boat, and moving around is a little harder. But yeah, it's what was predicted, so we knew this would happen. Luckily the night was really calm, so Bart had a good night of sleep and I had a good night of sleep. So yeah, we can handle this. Our friends from Penny Lane took us over already last night, so that went really fast. They might aim for the morning tide, low tide in the morning. Yeah, we will see how we get.
How are the conditions, Kim?
Wavy. Slamming.
Yeah, we need to sail upwind. Apparent wind angle of 70 degrees, and it's 17 knots, gusting up till 20 all the time. Waves are 1.82 meters exactly. and they're yeah, quite steep, so sometimes we get a nice washing over deck, but it's okay. We decided to go go a bit more upwind during daylight, because then we're just sitting in the cockpit and it's fine. And during the night we feel a little bit more comfortable to beam reach. Sorry, I have to film Liz.
So nobody can understand you. So if you talk normally to the camera, we can put it in the vlog.
Yeah, can you just say something in English, Liz?
Yes.
Okay. What is it you want to say?
I getting fast with this one ring.
Oh yeah, you're attached with that one, yes.
Yeah. Look. Ik kan niet naar deze kant.
Oh!
Ik kan niet naar deze kant. Naar binnen niet. Dan gaat de lamp kapot.
Ja.
The sun is setting for a second day, 2 more nights to go. It was definitely a rougher day today with the wind and the waves. Not uncomfortable, but rougher. And now it's calming down again. So yeah, ready for the night. First we have a little snack. Oh no! No!
It's the wrong side of the boat. Everything fell out of the cupboard. Oh.
Yeah, it's not the right side for our galley. Oh. And the hardest part is now to put it back in. Last night I had a quiet shift, but just before Bart would take over our shift, my shift, a big squall came over, and that was the start of more squalls to come. So we had a few last night, and this morning, and just one passed, and another one is awaiting for us. So it's a completely different day than yesterday, when we woke up to a lot of strong winds, but no squalls, and now squalls. And it's always exciting when a squall pops up. You never know what you get, because you don't know if there is a lot of wind in it or with a lot of rain. Mostly there is rain if you can see it on the radar. But the wind, yeah, that's always a guess. So it's for me always a little bit. But now the wind is like 15 knots. But we are approaching it, so it might change. And now we have the rain. And slowly the wind is picking up. So from 14 knots of wind, we are now heading to 17 sometimes. The rain just stopped, and I even feel some sun, and the wind didn't pick up much. It became 18 knots in some gusts, but Yeah, now we only have 12 knots of wind. Now it might come, we're still in it, but you never know. There is still a squall, so we're not there yet. And we have rain again. No wind yet, but it will come. The clouds are really, really grey. And we're aiming straight for the pot of gold. And the squall just passed. Sun is out. And let's see what the rest of the day will bring. Now it looks quite clear. And there the squall went. And so just in an hour and a half we put in a third reef, and now it's time to get it out again because the wind has dropped. Sun is out. For now, no squalls. And third reef is out. We went from 3 reefs to 1 reef.
And now we're going back to 2 reefs again. Oh, oh. Oh, busy day today.
Active sailing.
Hiding. It is the advantage of sailing upwind. We have the protection of our spray hood. When sailing downwind, which is most of the time the case with this type of circumnavigation, when a squall hit, it's wind from the back. So you get rain from there and it just rains in. And now I'm gonna stay dry underneath the spray hood. Yeah, and then after the squall it's only 10 knots of wind. It's very tempting to take all the reefs out and hit the throttle, but most of the time when the squall passed, it sucks up the air and the wind. So if it's gone or away for a few miles, then the wind kicks in again. So that's what we noticed. So patience. We'll just sit this one out, and hopefully in 30 minutes we have our wind back.
Now the sun is setting and we need to use our engine to reach our destination in time. It's crazy weather today. We had all kinds, but hopefully the wind will pick up within a few minutes. There are still a lot of clouds around us, so probably some squalls. So we will see. miles before we enter the first atoll in the Tuamotus, Raroia. We are using the engine and the sails just to keep up the speed because we really want to arrive before noon, because it's supposed, according to the guesstimator, it's supposed to be slack by then. High tide, so that's the moment when you preferably want to enter an atoll. So yeah, we are keeping speed. Our friends from Penny Lane and Ame are already are closer by, so they will be our guinea pigs. 30 minutes approximately away from the entrance of the atoll, and our friends are already inside, and the first that went in 2 hours ago had two and a half knots of currents against, which is okay, but the boat that went just in had two knots with them. And now we hear on the radio another boat calling something about 4, but we couldn't hear it well, so we still have 30 minutes to go, but yeah. What will it be?
Yeah, you may know, I know that I kind of look like a calm and experienced captain, but every time you do something for the first time, it's a bit scary. So I'm a bit nervous. I'm like 90%, 95% sure that there's no problem at all, and we can just go in. We have a track from a former boat, which we know that's a good track, so there are no bommies or coral heads in the way. But I also do know that we are now the last boat to enter, so we probably have the most current with us, which we normally would not do. But it looks calm. Everybody said the entrance is calm, no waves. And the big problem of if you have waves and current with you, you can be set sideways on a wave, and because you don't have any steering pressure, you can't get the boat in the right direction. So that's dangerous. If there are no waves, you'll just be spit into the atoll. That's the theory. So yeah, let's go for it. Yeah, but we need to stay on the left side. This is the right track. Right to that red buoy, that's the right track. On the right side is a reef. Three knots of current. Good. It all looks good. 3.5 knots of current. I still have steering power. That's it. Current is dropping. This isn't bad. This isn't bad. Not bad at all. For current. So again, if you have good maps, a track from a former boat is helpful. And then you see it's kind of easy and everybody makes you scared. It's not that bad. Well, this was it. If you have any questions, please let us know. And for now, goodbye and thank you very much for watching. Fair winds to you all.